Well, excited to be joined here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards by Orioles co-hitting coach Matt Borgschulte. Coach, it's been an exciting few weeks here for the Orioles lineup. It's one of the best lineups in all of baseball. Just want to start with kind of the approach that 1 through 9 has taken thus far. Towards the top of the league in OPS and slugging percentage, but about middle of the pack in on-base percentage in walks. It's been a really aggressive approach, but I think probably holistically you're looking at it and saying, hey, we're scoring more runs than just about anybody else. You take that how you can get it. Can you talk about the aggressive approach that you guys have had this season?
Yeah, well, like you said, the goal of the offense is to score as many runs as we can, and however we can make that happen, we're looking to do that. So while we might not be taking as many walks as we'd like, or getting on base and specifically as much as some other teams, the bottom line is, are we getting guys to touch home plate? And we've been able to do a good job of that, and hopefully we can keep that rolling.
Yeah, and one player who's really exemplified that more than most is Adley Rutschman. We've seen his walk percentage drop about 10% from last season, but he's got the highest batting average of his career, highest slugging percentage, highest OPS. Can you talk about his specific change to his approach?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything specific other than he's looking to do a little bit more damage with his swing. I don't think he's specifically changing that he's trying to be more aggressive in swinging at certain pitches or anything like that, but he's swinging with a little bit more intent, and you're seeing it come through with that extra base power.
Yeah, and he's been doing a lot of damage. One other guy who's doing a heck of a lot of damage is Gunnar Henderson. We can't have a conversation without talking about him. His isolated power up about 100 points this season. What do you think the key has been for him to unlock that?
Well, I mean, we saw a good sample of it last year of how good he can be, and I think just him continuing to take the next step, it's kind of been impressive to see that he just continues to get better almost every single day. The work that he puts in that people don't see, whether he was 1 for 4 or 4 for 4, the next day he's working to make sure that he does not miss a pitch when he gets the chance to do that. But for him, I think just being short to the ball, working through. I think sometimes he gets in trouble when he gets a little bit too far back, so he's trying to maintain his posture as he works through, and you saw a great example of that against Tampa, first up out of the game, home run. It's always great to see when he leads it off like that. It puts a good start to the game and a good start for the offense.
Yeah, even the best hitters in the game, you're always adjusting day in and day out. I think we kind of knew what to expect from guys like Gunnar and Adley coming into 2024. One guy that we had no idea what we were going to see from him was Jorge Mateo. Had a really solid stretch at the plate at the beginning of 2023, tailed off a little bit. He's found way more consistency this season. Can you talk about some of the mechanical changes that he has made to find that consistency?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the biggest thing that he's done is he's shortened that swing to be, a little bit more direct to the baseball. You've seen some of his swing and miss numbers drop, and he's, because of that being a little bit more direct, he's making a lot more solid contact, even though he might not be swinging harder effort-wise. That short, direct swing, you see the bat speed that he can put up and some of the balls that he can hit when he hits it on the barrel. And as the video plays here, you see, last year here on the left and then this season here on the right. And when he gets to his heel plant position, you'll see with that yellow line with his hands on the left being a little bit higher than the hands on the right, which is just going to lead him to a little bit more direct position. You see he has a little bit of space here with that bat getting a little bit long, where he's much more tight through the zone here, and that just allows him to be more direct to that baseball and drive through the middle of the field, through the middle of the ball, keeping that plane so that he can make that adjustment to different pitches. And this is the home run from last night against Max Fried, 2-strike count, gets a hanger, and is able to stay direct right through the ball. Even though it's a big breaking ball, he's able to create that angle with his bat and stay right through the middle of the ball and drive it out of the ballpark for a huge 3-run home run.
Yeah, so to stay more direct, to allow for some more consistency in the mechanics too. I know over the last few years he's been working on, maybe he's changing the size of his leg kick or he's adjusting where his hands are. Have you seen kind of a more consistent approach from him, what he's doing mechanically?
No question, and I think like I said before, the main thing that it allows him to do is just see the ball better, so he can stay on the ball to right field a little bit more, lay off the breaking ball chase with 2 strikes, and I think that's one of the things that we've seen with Mateo that's been really impressive. And if you look at his exit velocity numbers, he's not trying to hit the ball harder with 2 strikes, but he's actually hitting the ball harder. His average exit velo with 2 strikes is like 92.5, which is pretty much the same as Gunnar and Ohtani and some of the really, really good hitters. But before 2 strikes is less than that, so he's really locking into that 2-strike approach and just trying to put the barrel of the bat on the ball, and it's been successful for him so far this year. And when you look at, slow it down even slower, you can really see how that bat just goes right to the ball. The knob and the hands working right off that back shoulder, right through the plane of the pitch, just allowing him to get that barrel to the ball as consistently as possible. We see what kind of explosive athlete that he can be. When he's out in the field, when he's running the bases, he just has those quick twists, and if we're able to get that right through the plane of the pitch, that's where we're going to have the most success, and it's been great to watch him so far this year.
Yeah, and you alluded to it a little bit with Gunnar Henderson, but just in general, even for a player that's on a roll, how much more of a punch-counterpunch league is it than we realize, where even a hitter that's in a really good stretch is having to come in and make adjustments day in and day out?
Yeah, I mean, you're always trying to make sure that your mechanics are right, your mindset is right, and you're prepared for what the other team has for you that day. And every team's a little bit different in the way that they prepare and the way that they attack hitters. So, working the first game of the series or looking back at the past to see what they've tried to do to them before, and just making sure they're as prepared as possible. That's what the best players on our team and the best players in the league have done.
Orioles co-hitting coach Matt Borgschulte, we appreciate the insight, and we look forward to seeing the Orioles hit some more home runs here at Camden Yards.
Sounds great. Thank you.